Hi, everybody. Welcome to another Back to Viz Basics review. We are going to be reviewing our Week 18 challenge in 2024. I know it's been a while since we've done one of these in between jobs and getting my system set up and updating my office. So it's been a little bit since we've done these, but we are excited to be back. Just a reminder of how these work. Every 2 weeks after we release a challenge, I will be doing a review of just some of the dashboards that were shared. So make sure that you submit them to our tracker if you would like the chance to be included. There's no rhyme or reason to how I pick these, just ones that catch my eye, maybe from a design perspective or maybe a cool feature or just something that I would like to highlight. But let's go ahead and get started. All right, so like I said, first and foremost, if you would like to be included in these reviews, make sure that you submit a review in our tracker. You can find this on my Tableau public page. There are links to it all over the Back to Viz Basics website as well. This is also a great resource just to keep track of all of the submissions that we've done since the beginning of this project. Other thing I'd like to point out is Shreya's tips. So she releases these with every challenge that we do. If you are kind of stuck and not sure where to start or just certain design considerations that you should be considering, make sure that you check out these tips. They're really useful for the weekly challenges that we're doing. All right, so jumping into our Week 18 challenge for 2024, the challenge was to build a bump chart. Bump charts are great to show how ranks shift over time. It's really easy to compare other dimensions to each other throughout the time period as we go across the chart. And for this week's challenge, we were looking at the top 10 programming languages from the TIOBE Index over the past 13 months. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of these submissions. So our first one here comes from Yoshi. Yoshi, I think this is a very clean chart that you have here. Just a few minor adjustments that I would make. Looks like some of your text here is getting cut off just due to the size of that container. And then some of this is, I think I would just be a little bit more clear with what you're showing over here. So I believe these percentages pertain to the overall percentage for the programming language. And then I know you have a few here that have fallen off or have started due to the data that are a little bit smaller, but they're just a little bit hard to read. So I would maybe make this section a little bit bigger or just maybe add a label or two over here to make this a little bit more clear. But nice chart, and thank you for participating. Jumping over to our next one from Masamichi. I really like just the detail that you have up here. So what strategies would you develop from these ranking trends? So, starting our users off with a question, and then just some high level information here, looking at why Python might be the top ranking, just due to the recent push for AI and machine learning. I think as we hover over our programming languages, or do I have to click to select here? Looks like I just have to click to select. So we get to highlight their rank over time. I would maybe add a tooltip here just in case if as a user I want to hover to see what I'm looking at, rather than just turning the tooltip off. And then I think here we also just show the percentage as a bar chart over time. So I also like this added view because it allows me to see the shift in the percentage of ranking over time. All right, jumping over to Mark's. Mark, thank you for participating. Really clear visualization here. I think maybe... I know you have your logo here. You have kind of like this large gray box with the our bump chart in it. And then we have a really wide selection here. And then some of this text is a little bit hard to read. So I think just from a perspective of how things are laid out here, I would maybe just make this a little bit more clear. Bring the spacing down of this slider maybe a little bit so it's not as wide. I would update the color of this font. It's really hard to read on this dark gray background, but very nice clean title. I like how I can cycle through the different programming languages and it shows me that rank on the right hand side, as well as it highlights here in this table. I don't think clicking on this table does anything. And then really nice tooltip. So great job of going in and kind of cleaning that up so it's clearer for our user. But thank you for participating. All right, moving over to Akane's. Akane, I really like your choice of color here. This is, I can almost picture this as like a fun little printout that I would share out. I like how the size of this gets bigger for the most recent date in our data set. I found this really interesting, and I really like how your labels kind of grow with it as well. So using the same font size here, but then and weight, and as we get to the most recent date, you make it bigger and more bold, just to show that progression of where we stand currently. So I think that's really great. I like how you've chosen a different color. Sometimes too much color can be a little bit overwhelming, but I think in this case it works really well with all the different programming languages here. Yep, your tooltip looks good to me. And I like how you've put these labels in here just so we can see where other programming languages have dropped off or joined the ranking. Thank you for submitting and sharing your work. Finally, Reza, I'm just going to call yours out. I feel like I include you in all of my reviews. There's just something about your charts that always stand out to me. I've just a quick little thing here. I love how you have this little hover Vision tooltip to show the percent of that programming language at that point in time, and it's percent of a whole. And then I think you just have the colors based off of like groupings of the programming language. So great choice of color there to kind of group things together. And our very last one comes from, I believe, Rio. Yes, Rio, thank you again for sharing. I love the bright colors that you've chosen in this. Again, different color for every programming language that we have here. Really clear bump chart. I love like the curved lines that we have here. It looks very modern and user-friendly. I really like how this one looks. Tooltip is nice and clean, so thank you for updating that. But yeah, this is one of my favorites from this week. Thank you so much for sharing. All right. Well, I like to keep these reviews short and simple, no longer than 10 minutes. So again, if you want to participate in these, for future challenges, make sure that you submit in our tracker. Shoot me a message on LinkedIn or Twitter if you would like me to incorporate yours specifically, or if you have any questions about our challenges. But thank you so much for supporting Back2Viz Basics. Make sure you share this out with any other users that are, looking to join the Tableau community and participate in a challenge, or for anyone that is using any other BI tool of choice. We are open to whatever other tools you like to use as well. But thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.